Yo, bro, this is Insidious Purple, and today, on our next Mass Effect Andromeda showcase, we're going to be playing the Angara Insurgent. Okay, so I really like this character. He's a great support character. Um, really good to use weapons with as well, just because he has shield boost. I mean, what else do I need to say about this character? Shield boost, shield boost, shield boost. Oh, and Trip Mine. Trip Mine is the most powerful power cell, basically power that you can use. So let me go ahead and get into the build. I'm going to start off with the loadout. I'm using the Rosarad, and then this weapon is very unique. I really like it for its ramping up fire rate. I'm going to show you how I like to play this character in particular, and I'll show you that in a second. But right here, I got the competitiveness upgrade, obviously just for the additional pistol damage. Right here, I will actually add a cryo ammo right here because this thing is actually amazing with cryo ammo. And in order for the Rose Rat to actually be good, in my opinion, you need to have cryo ammo on it. It's just one of those weapons. Okay, here's the build I have for him: shield boost. This is basically the cornerstone of this character. It helps him survive a lot more. Um, you want recharge speed so that you can use it as many times as you can. You want shields per second so that you can gain your shields back within time, um, over time. And then you want 150% shields restored duration. Assault turret, you just want to get to the point where you get additional recharge speed. Trip mine is actually really good. Um, I didn't put in. I only went up to 3, but it was me. Let's see. I would actually go for power cell. I'm not sure if this really works all that well. Power cell, damage radius, and then I would go for the stun duration. I hear that this is really good. You can set enemy. You can literally set people up for. You can stun the crap out of them, and then you can set them up for explosion. So my friend used this. It looks really good. Of course, here I am going for power damage and bonus weapon damage. I mean, this isn't as important, but it's always good to put points into your weapon tree so that you can get additional weapon damage and the such. Here, I like to make sure I have ward on. Okay, so ward increases your resistance by 80%. So it increases your resistance by 80, so that's really good. Okay, so I showed you guys the build that I have for this character. Now I'm going to show you the gameplay for him. So I'll see you guys in a sec.
Okay. Alright, so here we are with the Angara Insurgent gameplay. Alright, so we are on Firebase 0, and we're playing against Decay. Oh boy. Like I said, the Rosarad is really good with cryo ammo, as you can see. It is really amazing. Alright, so... Oh, I don't know what happened there. Looks like it stalled out. But anyway, it's a really great weapon. It doesn't have... It has a very fast fire rate, so you can freeze enemies very quickly with this. It has a really good fire rate. And it doesn't have a lot of recoil. I mean, this gameplay has a lot of... I mean, it's just really laggy, so I'm just letting you guys know that right now. The game is really laggy. It was a bit laggy, so, there wasn't really much I could do about that. But the gameplay is just not unbearable, though. Anyway, like I was saying, the Rose Raid. put cryo ammo on there, and it's a really good weapon actually. You know, I just kind of wanted to see. I started this before the update though. I just kind of wanted to see, out of the ultra rare weapons, there was a lot of ones that were really crappy and were underperforming. So I wanted to see, well, maybe if I add an ammo type, maybe that's what they had in mind for this weapon. Now, it didn't pan out as well for all the weapons. They were just really unbalanced. I think most of them are fixed now. But the Rose Raid was still really good with cryo ammo. I mean, it's increasing fire rate. You can do a lot of damage to shields. And then once the shields are gone, you can literally freeze most enemies that are unarmored. Okay, so you can freeze enemies that are unarmored, and if they do have armor, they'll basically get debuffed. Their armor will be debuffed because of the cryo ammo. So in that sense, it increases the damage of the Rose Rad. And plus, I also have the Gorilla upgrade. I have one of them, the Combatives upgrade or the Gorilla upgrade, and it increases my pistol damage by 15%. So all of that comes into play here. Okay, so what I do is I stand out in front of the enemies, as you guys been seeing here, and I line them up, and then I just blast them with the Rose Raid. Their shields go down, they get frozen, enemies with armor get debuffed, and then I start doing a lot of damage to them. You know, and it's an effective weapon for that. And it works so well with the Angara Insurgent also because he is kind of tanky and he has shield boost. So he's really good for weapons builds. So if you want him to work, you can use a really good weapons build with him. He can stand around in the middle of a room. He doesn't have to be by cover. He doesn't have to take cover as much. But you're still gonna want to have cover as a backup plan. And you just basically shield boost. And then after that, you're gonna want to take cover. I'm gonna be honest. You shield boost, and then you continue to fire. And in this gameplay, also, you're gonna see me. I'm gonna be around a corner. Basically, I'm gonna be hiding behind a piece of cover or behind a wall, and then I'm basically gonna shoot the Rose Raid, and then I'm gonna pop in and out from behind the wall. Just trying to reduce that amount of damage that I take personally. And it works really well for the Rose Rad because it has so much ammo. Alright, so that's just my take on the Rose Rad. I just want to get that out there. But anyway, the Angara Insurgent is a great support character. He has shield boost. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that in terms of his support. Okay, so he can survive. He can help other teammates survive. He has ward, so that'll reduce the damage that he takes. So that'll reduce the damage that your teammates take, I'm sorry, while they're next to you. It's 6 meters, I believe. So you can stand 6 meters next to your teammates, shield boost. That's what I usually try to do as much as possible in the gameplay, is basically be around my team. And then try to get the shield boost off. And because I have it set up to recover shields over time, when I shield boost them, they get continual shield regeneration over time, so I don't have to stand there and basically keep shield boosting them. And then I have to recharge speed so I can shield boost as much as possible. I felt that is very important as well. Okay, so on Firebase 0, I'm just lining them up and shooting them down. Okay, other than that, what I use the turret for is I basically throw it out in order to get as much recharge speed on shield boost as possible. Okay, so most people aren't gonna like using the turret like this. I would say you could probably opt out of the turret, and I would say you could just put those points into trip mine. And that's just me being honest. You could just use trip mine. Alright, and trip mine is very good depending on how you build it. It's a really good power. So with that, it's really annoying trying to keep up with this thing, you know. The recharge, thanks to the update, the recharge speed is really good. It's a lot better than originally, and it's really good that you can cancel it. But I really wish that the assault turret worked like it did in Mass Effect 3, where it didn't have that thing where if you press the button, you can have the turret target something. You know, I just don't feel like doing that at all. You know, I just want it to recharge, and then all I have to do is press the button as simply as I did when the turret wasn't out. You know, and then I don't have to hold the button, wait for the turret to get destroyed, and then I can throw it out again. You know, that's just a minor complaint for the assault turret. I think it would be a lot better, a lot more effective for this build if I could throw out the turret whenever I need to. You know, I don't have to stand and wait to cancel the turret. Which, if I have it already thrown out there, I can just, you know, I throw out the turret. Okay, recharge speed, good. Throw it out again. You know, just like in Mass Effect 3. That's how I really like using the turret. But unfortunately, turrets work differently in this game. You know, so that's just unfortunate. You know, but if it did work that way, I think it'll be more worth using the turret. You could probably get like 1 or 2 seconds off. It's 30% basically. I mean, but every little second will count, especially when you're out here trying to have enemies surrounding you. You constantly need a shield boost. That's what you're constantly going to need. So reducing it as much as possible is understandable. It's mostly because of trip mine. You know, trip mine is good. It is good. A friend of mine he did do a build, like I said, where he had the stunned evolution at rank 6, and he said that he set it down and would stun the crap out of enemies. So that could possibly be a really good build. But the build that I'm showing you right now is a support build, support weapon build. So basically, I'm trying to get as many shield boosts off as possible. That's what this build is based on. Getting off as many shield boosts as possible, supporting my team as much as possible. And here I get grabbed. I saw this thing spawn, this fiend spawn earlier, and apparently it was smart enough to come around and attack me from behind. You probably saw earlier in this gameplay, I was always constantly looking behind me. I just didn't do it in this case, unfortunately. And this person's gonna go down. And now it's all up to my teammates, basically. You know, this is the problem of doing gameplay. Yeah, that person's down permanently. Yeah, the adept is down permanently. This is the problem of doing a gameplay with the cat. You know, they got these fiends that can kill you and take you out in a single sync kill. You know, yeah. That's why the cat are still the hardest faction in the game. and that's why that didn't change. You know, they don't want to give um, they don't want to give any other faction a sync kill besides these guys. So they have an enormous advantage. You can't get close to those enemies without getting permanently killed. It's an enormous advantage. I mean, despite all the updates that they did to try and make the outlaws harder, to try and even it out, it didn't even it out at all. Come on. It did not even it out at all. The outlaws are still ridiculously easy. The remnant are in the middle, and the cat are the hardest. It's just because of this dynamic. They're not changing how the factions actually work, you know. And that's the problem. That's why their attempts to balance it out is not working and will not work. Okay, I'm back. Alright. Luckily those guys took care of it. But anyway, like I was saying, the assault turret would have been better if you could just throw it out without having to destroy it yourself, you know. That's just my personal opinion. Trip mine. Okay, so like I said, my friend used the stun. He said it was good. I don't know. I think the trip before the update patch, trip mine, when I used it, it was absolutely amazing. I don't know. I just don't see the same level of effectiveness of it. Because what I do with trip mine is I will shoot the trip mine at the feet of enemies, and basically I'll just spam it. Like, let's say if there's a Hydra coming towards me, I'll spam. That's when I'll spam the trip mine. Like right here. This is me spamming the trip mine to get off as much damage as possible. It didn't look like it really did anything, honestly. I guess it missed, or it didn't go off on the theme. I guess that's what happened. I don't know, but you know, that's the main reason why I'm reluctant to go for put that many points into trip mine, is because, you know, it misses a lot. You know, it's inaccurate. Sometimes it doesn't go off, but it does a crap load of damage, especially when you spam it. And you can take things out quickly with that thing. You know, well, I guess I can see why they make it so it's difficult for you to actually hit anything with it. Then I guess I can understand that, because it does so much freaking damage. But while playing the game, you want something you still want something that's effective, you know, because you got so many enemies here. You know, basically you want something that can effectively change the pace of the game, you know, because the game is controlled by there being a lot of enemies at one time, so you got to clear out the enemies. But typically I use trip mine basically like a Cobra missile. I just spam all my, it's basically grenade spam. I spam all the trip mines at one group of enemies that are grouped up together, and do enormous amounts of damage. That's what it's good for. Especially if you get the stun, I can see that being really good, to be quite honest. And if you guys wanted to, you could set up the turret to have the flamethrower or the cryo ammo, you know, prime the enemies, and then you can use the trip mine. At rank 6, you can have it set up for detonating rather than the electric stun. Honestly, I think the electric stun would be better, in my opinion. And just because I saw the electric sun, I think it would be better. And honestly, you're not always going to have trip mines available. You're going to have to go to the box, and whenever you see an enemy that's primed, you're going to want to use trip mines. You know, and it's a psychological thing, so, you know, you don't want to put yourself up for that. And here I'm trying to basically create a wall of trip mines. And it's difficult to tell if it had any really real effect, to be quite honest. When I came back, you see when I came back, you'll see HP was at halfway. But before I fell off, the HP was almost full, so it might have still had an enormous effect, I don't know. But it's difficult to tell, you know. You might want to go for the damage radius on trip mine, the CC rate as well. That might be something you want to go for. That might make a big difference. And of course, we have the teleporting tool. Like I said, this game's laggy. It's really pretty laggy. So the thing was just like jumping all over the place. His movements is really crazy anyway. So, but they did reduce the amount of times he synced things. So I did notice that. So it's not too bad. It's not as bad anymore. It really isn't. So anyway, this is my gameplay for the Angara Insurgent. If you like this gameplay, if you like this video, please like the video. If you want to see more content from my channel, hit the subscribe button, bro. This has been Insidious Purple, and I am out. I'll see you guys again.